Hi, this should be video 12 in the Your Next series. It's responding to a video called Dare to Stand. It's probably the worst example of religious indoctrination that I've seen. It's an advert, basically a homophobic advert, anti-gay advert, saying that it's evil and all sorts. And basically you'll see, and I'll respond throughout. I was a little bit shocked watching it, but that is America, and that's kind of what exists there. I quite agree, protest is a vital tool in a free country. Problem is, in America, atheists are expected not to protest and accept that it's a Christian nation, which is where the issue arises.
April. Anytown, USA. The spring wind carries with it the rumble of the school bus and the chatter of small voices. Public school children have swapped parkas for windbreakers, shedding winter garb for skateboards and sling bags. A new day approaches. A different day in America. On the public school calendar, Earth Day and spring break have replaced Patriots' Day and Easter vacation. A day honoring the bravery of our forefathers and a time marking the resurrection of Jesus Christ, supplanted by political correctness and radical environmental ideals.
Radical. According to these people, global warming is a radical ideal rather than, a fact. And also, the reason that the day marking the non-existent resurrection of Jesus Christ was replaced is because America actually has a separate church and state, and again, you haven't worked that out.
And now, the day of silence.
I wish you'd take part in the day of silence. I'm already getting pissed off with you.
This is not the future. Right now, all over the world, people of faith are being told to sit in the back of the bus. From kindergarten to the 12th grade, schools across America are being encouraged, in some cases coerced, to reserve a day in April to bring attention to anti-lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender name-calling, bullying, and harassment. Students and faculty are asked to remain silent to honor the brave struggle of those in their quest for equal rights, to show empathy for that struggle, and to portray the bigoted oppression of a racist America. For years, we've heard small groups with loud voices tell us to keep our church and state out of their bedroom.
Sorry to hop in again, but this is something that comes up rather a lot. The Christian right in America basically say, well, we're the majority, and that's their only argument. They don't have any evidence to back up their argument. They don't even have any social points to back up their argument with the idea that it's better to have religion even if God doesn't exist. All they can say is, yeah, we're more than you. But you can bet your bottom dollar, to use an American phrase, that when, and it will happen, when atheists outnumber religious people, they won't be saying, oh, well, yeah, that's fine, you're more than us, so you can make the law and we'll follow it. They simply won't be saying that. Because you could use that argument about anything. You could use that argument about the best football team. Oh, more people support Man United, therefore that's right. Or more people follow this political ideology, therefore that's right. Although politics is a bit different because it's all about moralising. But the point is, in that you have to give reasons for your beliefs and your morals. They're not giving reasons for their morals. They're simply saying, well, the majority believe this, so it's right. But you can't use that. That's the whole point of the American Constitution and the British Constitution and any other, is that it's to protect the minority from the majority so that anyone can do what they want as long as it's within the law.
All the while, and before one could speak, their bedroom is paraded down the street, broadcast into our living room, and now endorsed and promoted in our children's classroom. The homosexual agenda has been carefully crafted and packaged to change the way Americans think about homosexuality. First, claim to be a victim. Then, cry for tolerance when actually the goal is acceptance, legitimacy, and the stifling of dissent. A gay marketing firm suggests desensitization consists of inundating the public in a continuous flood of gay-related advertising, presented in the least offensive fashion possible. Every time a gay character is portrayed on film or television, he or she must be altogether the best dresser, the person who offers the best advice, never the drunk or the scoundrel, but ultimately the one who delivers the punchline. Oftentimes at the expense of the caricature straight basket case. Hiding beneath this glossy veneer is the truth that in nearly every study it is the homosexual who is more likely to abuse alcohol and drugs, to accept abusive relationships, to acquire and spread sexually transmitted disease, to suffer in depression and doubt, even to view suicide as a solution.
Why do you think the homosexual is more likely to suffer depression and to view suicide as a solution? Who are they driven there by? People like you.
A young man's exposure to the sex education of the public school is well surmised by Joe Dallas. Having begun life with a good shot at marriage and family, he may end it in his 20s on a respirator, emaciated and terrified, but with an education on sexuality from grades 1 to 12 that he can take to the grave. As Paul Rondeau explains, jamming is psychological terrorism meant to silence expression of or even support for dissenting opinion, reframing the argument so that there are only two positions, that of the reasonable, tolerant person, and that of the stilted bigot. A closet is by no means a suitable place to live, but to abandon it only to force people of faith into it is not tolerance.
Exactly how are religious people being forced into a closet? They're being stopped from enforcing their beliefs on other people. They're not being forced to practice their beliefs in secret. They're just being, well, forced, if you want to use that word, into not having their beliefs as part of the state. They can do things in groups, they can do things in public, but not in events funded by the state.
In an age where good is called evil and evil good, concerned parents must inoculate their children from the cultural engineering of the secular humanist. A free man need not be ashamed of virtue. Honor needs no apology. Tradition isn't right because it is long-standing, but some traditions are long-standing because they are right.
That's absolutely true, but not in the way you're suggesting. Religious indoctrination of children, though a tradition, is not right, and it's not long-standing because it's right. It's long-standing because it preserves itself. It encourages the people who are indoctrinated into it to indoctrinate their children, and then so on and so on and so on, which is why religion still exists.
Christians need to stand. Stand up for the truth. Stand up for our faith and families. And yes, stand up for that poor, confused soul who is being encouraged to engage in behavior destructive to mind, body, and soul.
This is just beyond acceptance. This is sheer indoctrination and propaganda. It's absolutely insulting.
To those who struggle with the issue of sexual identity, the sin of homosexuality, or any other sexual temptation, do not give in to sinful desires, even if the world stands and applauds them. Resist them and pray for strength and enablement. Know that God loves you. Christ died for you. The truth can and will set you free. God has not abandoned you to struggle alone, and neither will we. Consult with your pastor for confidential support or contact one of the following ministries that specialize in this problem. Will you dare to stand?